Hey 49er fans, this video is brought to you guys by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/49ers for 20% off your order, plus free shipping right now. Again, manscaped.com/49ers. All right, as we're going to do every single Monday here at the 49ers Report and at Chat Sports, we're going to put grades on the 49ers performances in their matchups on Sunday, Thursday, or of course Monday as well. Wow, what a football game. 24-20. They had a shot to win it there at the end, unable to do so. But really, this was a tale of the 49ers not looking ready to go, not looking good enough to win a football game. And honestly, Arizona dominated them the entire time. I thought Kyler Murray played absolutely fantastic. We're going to break all this down here in just a little bit. First off, the news of the day. We learned yesterday the 49ers are going to bring back Ziggy Ansah for a second workout coming up tomorrow on Tuesday. So stay tuned for more updates and reports on that. I want to start with this news, though, because the 49ers brought him in last month, and they kind of chose Deion Jordan over him, and then put Deion Jordan on the practice squad. And so maybe they are looking for another rotational pass rusher here, and Ziggy Ansah could be that option. I think he's a good player. He's had a lot of injuries in his past, obviously why he's a free agent right now. But look to see for maybe the 49ers, they have the free agent money to do so, bring in a guy on a small veteran deal like Ziggy Ansah to maybe add some extra rotational pass rusher depth here in the coming days and weeks. So I want to update you guys quickly on the whole Ziggy Ansah thing. Let's start with the offensive grade. Listen, I think it's a C- overall for the 49ers offense. Was it an atrocious day? No. But was it a typical 49er offensive day? Nah, I'm going to say no as well. Listen, Jimmy Garoppolo, we'll grade him here in a second, was up and down. It's obvious he misses Deebo Samuel, and it was obvious that George Kittle was not right. Now, again, George Kittle says he's fine. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but the lack of George Kittle, the lack of really any competent offensive wide receivers, I mean, Bourne and them did basically nothing the entire day. And then the running game, which was good, but then they got behind. They kind of got away from it. So it was just kind of a disappointing day, right? This is the team that went to the Super Bowl last year and, in my opinion, got better. And yet on offense, they just looked a little sluggish, a little slow, and unable to move the football. Garoppolo's got to play better overall, and that's just a simple fact. C- right there. 1 for 4 in the red zone is still going to haunt a lot of 49er fans at least this week. Let me know what you guys think about what really went wrong, right? You can talk about Garoppolo, you can talk about the run game, talk about the wide receivers, talk about Kittle. The secondary got torched. We'll talk about that in a second. In your opinion, what went wrong for the 49ers on Sunday? Let me know down below in the comments section. As disappointing as the offense was, but the defense was pretty disappointing as well. C+. I mean, listen, I said the Cardinals were going to be a good football team. I said we could not overlook Arizona, but 404 total yards, 180 yards on the ground, DeAndre Hopkins carving up this secondary. These were things that I just didn't really expect overall. Now, Kyler Murray faced pressure, and I know he's really hard to get down, but the front four to me struggled against a mobile young quarterback who in the past has shown if you can get to him, struggled at least his rookie year. Now, again, Murray's going to be a good quarterback. Again, it's a great football team. I think the Cardinals are a real threat right now in the NFC West, but the defense has got to be better than this. We talked about this is a top 10, top 5 defensive front there, and they just didn't do much overall. Man, Kyler Murray was really good in this game. It was just hard to watch overall from a 49er perspective. C+ right now for the defensive grade. Special teams quickly. We needed to do it. A- overall. Goal was 2 for 2, including that 52-yarder. I thought that they were fine overall on special teams in terms of kick coverage, punt coverage, and overall not a bad day, so we'll give them an A-. Let's go to Garoppolo. Now, Garoppolo wasn't great. He struggled finding his wide receivers all day long, but Garoppolo still needs to have some sort of talent. You're telling me that any other quarterback in the NFL would have been good when Kittle goes out with an injury for a little bit, seems not 100%, no Deebo Samuel, no Brandon Aiyuk. This was not a bad day from Jimmy Garoppolo, but not a great day from Jimmy Garoppolo. B- overall for my grade. The big news is he didn't turn the football over, and really, they protected him well at the same time. He played well enough to win. You make one more play later on in that fourth quarter and they probably win this football game versus losing the football game. The pass on the outside on fourth down wasn't a great pass. He probably should have been able to throw that out there a little bit more. It wasn't an atrocious day from Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not the reason that they lost, but it definitely showed he needs a little bit more help. And hopefully when Deebo comes back in 3 weeks, which is a whole other issue, they'll be able to play a lot better football. What was your grade overall for Jimmy Garoppolo, though? I'm going to know your Jimmy G grade. Type Jimmy G and then grade down below right now in the comments section. Let's go to a positive here. Jerick McKinnon was an absolute positive. First game back since 2017. I know Mostert had the big score on the first drive and had some decent runs there, but I really liked what I saw in Jerick McKinnon in the passing game. He looked confident with the football in his hands, outside of the pocket, a great receiving touchdown there in the red zone that had to have felt good. I mentioned that McKinnon had a very good overall offseason, and at least it showed in week 1. I think he's only going to build on that. B+ there for McKinnon. I mentioned Mostert. Again, the running game wasn't bad. I think they just got away from it a little bit too much later on in this football game, which, again, I understand why teams do that because, you're down, you got to throw your way back into football games, but the 49ers are a run-first football team, and you got to stick with it, especially with the explosive bodies that you have back there in Raheem Mostert and Jerick McKinnon. Let's go to Kittle. I'm going to give him a D1. Sorry, a D1, a D minus. Listen, I try to do a D minus here for Kittle, but I also understand that he looked injured. Now, again, after the game, he came and told the media he's 100%. He's fine. He's healthy. No worries. He told Kyle Shanahan at halftime that he could go back in and feel totally fine. That's why they played him. But at the same time, I think they'll look at him today. So let me just say this. It's Monday morning right now when I'm filming this, very early here on the East Coast. It's probably like 6 a.m. there on the West Coast overall. So we'll get an update on George Kittle later on today. I expect him to be fine. He said he's fine, but maybe he was injured, and we'll find out later on. We'll have an update on that later on this week. But if he was fine, just not a great contract, or not a great day, not a great first game with a new contract, was just really non-existent in the passing game. And again, if he's injured, that's fine. We're not going to rag on him because he's still a great tight end. But you get a new deal and you expect a little bit more. I think the Cardinals did a good job neutralizing Kittle overall from a defensive perspective. Make sure you guys are subscribed because if there is any Kittle news, which hopefully there is not, we'll cover it. But again, hopefully he's going to be fine. He said he's fine. So if he's lying or there's something that he doesn't think that he has, we'll have the full coverage here, so make sure you guys are subbed to the 49ers Report. And also, big shout out to our sponsor, Manscape, for this video, manscape.com/49ers. Right now, get you 20% off plus free shipping. So if you're frustrated, you can at least rest assured that you'll be looking good for the next 49er game with something like the Lawnmower 3.0, which is one of the best male groomers out there because it has a skin guard to protect from you nicking yourself as you guys are, shaving at wherever place you guys are doing that. Lawnmower 3.0, again, a fantastic product. I use it basically every single week in my own home. And also, you can pick up the perfect package, which includes the Lawnmower 3.0, but a lot of their other great products like their deodorants and sprays, and then the great travel bag as well. All 20% off at manscape.com/49ers. Link is down below in the description box. Let's go O-line here quickly. Trent Williams was really good in this game. I think he dominated in his first start at San Francisco. There'll be a lot of football teams that are going to have big regrets they did not trade later round draft picks for Trent Williams. He was really good. The O-line only gave up 4 sacks, and I say only because it's a good front four, right? I mean, Chandler Jones got one on Jimmy Garoppolo. I think that Garoppolo was protected well enough to win in this game. It's not a real issue for me that they gave up 4 sacks. I think Williams played well overall, and they rushed for over 100 yards. So I can't really complain on the Trent Williams side. I give him an A-. I think he was totally fine. Defensively, let's go Quan Alexander, who... Wow, Alexander was not great in this game. C+. He missed way too many tackles and looked lost on a lot of plays. I was surprised because I thought this would be a big year from Quan Alexander, and it still might be, right? All this can be taken with a grain of salt with the grades today because it's week 1, right? No preseason could have played a factor. COVID-19 could have played a factor. Just a weird offseason. But for a guy who told us he was going to have a great first start in terms of playing this year after having the injury last year, the Cardinals ran all over San Francisco, and a part of that and a reason why, I think, was because Quan Alexander just did not play well. Now, the scheme against Kyler Murray, I don't know if they underestimated Kyler Murray or they just didn't think Kyler Murray was going to be that great, but Murray had a monster day. The leading rusher for Arizona was the quarterback, and they got to figure that out because there are a lot of good running quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and obviously 2 of them, Wilson and Murray, are in their own division. Final grade here has to be a team grade on the secondary. The 49ers secondary, I said was fine, right? People said trade for Jamal Adams, sign Logan Ryan. I said, no, you don't need to. You're going to be okay. They got torched. And I know that Jason Verrett didn't play, but I don't think Jason Verrett makes a big difference. They tried Witherspoon. They tried Emmanuel Moseley. Moseley played a lot of snaps there opposite of Richard Sherman, but DeAndre Hopkins absolutely ate their lunch. He carved them up. Now, Hopkins is a great player, but you've got to do a lot better job of getting him neutralized and forcing, 50-year-old Larry Fitzgerald and rookie, not really rookie, but young wide receiver Christian Kirk, D+ for the secondary. That was the most disappointing part of the entire day is that Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins had themselves an absolute feasting on this 49ers secondary. Sherman needed to play better. Moseley, Witherspoon came on. Williams struggled in the slot. The safeties weren't that great. This was hopefully an eye-opening performance by the 49er defense, and they can hopefully play better as they will go ahead and have at least a week off next week as they play the Jets. So hopefully next week it's like, okay, we get a little break here against a very bad New York Jet football team. But overall, give me your grade on this performance. It was just kind of disappointing and surprising. They felt a little flat. The no passing game, the Kittle injury, and potentially no injury. The defensive line didn't get a lot of pressure. Kyler Murray ran rough shot. Overall, was just not a great performance. I'd say a C+, maybe a C- from the 49ers. Yet still, with that being said, they had a shot at the end to win it. They could have gone in and scored. They were unable to, and here we are 0-1 for the start of the 2020 season. Don't panic. It'll be okay. couple of easy games, Jets and Giants coming up here. They should be 2-1 heading into the Eagle game. But right now, it's a tough day, a tough morning here on a football morning on the 49ers Report. All time we have for a day here on the 49ers Report. I'm your host, Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.